to a good rest and a sleep in Tidmouth sheds. James said that he had travelled the same route so many times that day that he couldn't get it out of his mind. He kept going round and round and round. "A good sleep is all you need, James," said Thomas. "I know my route so well, I think I could travel it with my eyes closed," said James. "I don't think you ought to try that," said Percy. "OK," said James, but he still went to sleep, dreaming of his route. Thomas woke really early the next day. He heard a sound in the distance.
Bubbling boilers, I mustn't be late.
Percy woke as well. "Did you hear that, Percy?" said Thomas. "Yes, it sounds like James." Thomas went to look in James's shed. "He's gone," said Thomas. "We'd better go and find him." So Thomas and Percy left the sheds. They looked all around the town for James, but couldn't find him anywhere. They returned to the sheds, but before going in, they stopped.
I'm no slow coach. I am a really splendid engine.
"Can you hear something, Percy?" said Thomas. At that moment, James came steaming by. "He's got his eyes closed," said Thomas. "We'd better follow him."
I'm no slow coach. I am a really splendid engine. I'm James. I'm the brightest red engine on Sodor. Bubbling boilers, I mustn't be late.
They followed James around town. His eyes were closed the whole time, and he kept saying the same things over and over again.
I'm James.
But he did wait at junctions.
Red engine on Sodor.
"He's sleepwalking and talking at the same time," said Thomas.
I'm no slow coach. I am a really splendid engine.
James then headed back to Tidmouth sheds. "I think we'd better get some more rest ourselves," said Thomas to Percy. Later that morning, the engines were all awake, except one. Percy and Thomas told Gordon and Henry all about James's sleep-talking and walking. "Good morning all," said James. "I don't know why, because I had a good sleep, but my wheels are aching." Everybody laughed. Thanks for watching our story, which used the Trackmaster Talking James. As James motors around the track, he says a number of different sayings and makes a chugging sound.
Mind my paintwork. I'm the brightest red engine on Sodor. I'm James. Coming through.
Thanks for watching our video. Here's another one you may have missed. Henry was on his way to pick up a very important person. He'd avoided the mud that Spencer and Gordon were splashed with and had already picked up the royal coach, which he was now pulling. Things were going well for Henry. James was also out and about on his errands. There was a crossing of tracks in a tunnel up ahead, and James stopped at the signal. Henry was coming from the other direction, and he stopped too. Both signals were showing red for stop. The engines couldn't see each other because of the trees, but the signalman ensured that all ran smoothly. But just then, both signals turned to green. James and Henry started together and crashed into each other on the crossing in the tunnel. Oh dear, how could that have happened? I might have known. Tom Moss, the prank engine. That was your doing, wasn't it? The search and rescue team were informed and Thomas and Rocky were sent to help. When they arrived, Thomas pulled Rocky into position above the tunnel. Thomas then saw Tom Moss in another tunnel. Realising he'd been seen, he left quickly, heading back to his forest. This time Thomas couldn't give chase. He was coupled to Rocky and it was more important to sort out the crash. Percy was passing and saw the crash. Thomas called out to him, "Percy, can you take the royal coach from Henry and go and pick up the very important person? I don't think Henry will be ready for a while." Percy backed up to the coach, coupled up, and then left. Rocky started work. James had hit the side of Henry, so he had to pull James out first. Then he moved into position to pull Henry out and put him back on the rails. Luckily, there wasn't much damage. James continued his journey, and Henry started the journey back to the Tidmouth sheds now that Percy was collecting the very important person. Thomas started his return to the search and rescue centre, going past the now empty tunnel. "I'll catch you next time, Tom Moss," he said. Thank you for watching our